One skein project. I made this in one skein that's folded up. The length, all the dimensions and everything will be listed in the pattern. And you can wear it like I did, clip it like a shawl, or you can wear it as a scarf. This colorway I will have down here because I don't remember. It's actually, I think I crocheted this back in November after I got to feeling better. So it's been a little while since I've done it. And in fact, it's been a little while since I have looked at the pattern because I wrote it up and sent it off to be tested, and I've been hanging on to it for a little while because this is my Valentine's Day pattern. I'm posting it today because I want you to have time to make it, so that if you want to, you can use the gradient ombre yarn. You can use whatever yarn you have in your shelf. But I wanted to post it early so that if you were going somewhere special for Valentine's Day or treating yourself to doing something, you would have a Valentine's Day shawl and or scarf, however you want to wear it. But that is it. It's one skein project. I actually had a little bit left over from doing this. And I am shedding galore. But, yeah. It's called Girl's Best Friend. Because, you know, diamonds. Which, you know, diamonds aren't my best friend. But that's the popular saying. I'll go ahead and slap that back on to have a little bit of contrast between the black and to hide my dandruff. The other finished object, and it's going to go perfectly with the shawl, is last time I came on, I had talked about making a hat. And I had the gray done, and I was working on the green. This hat is for Carmen, and she wanted a gray and green hat. She didn't tell me exactly how she wanted it. She just told me she wanted it beanie style, you know, close fitted to the head, and she wanted it gray and green. She didn't know if she wanted crochet or knit or whatever, so I took the initiative and just made her a knitted hat. And it looks funny like that, but what it is, and I got the inspiration from Well Loved Knits. I think that's her podcast. I'll link. I didn't tell you. Everything that I talk about will be linked down in the description box below. If I have a link for it, I will put it in the description box so that you can go and purchase or get the pattern or whatever it is that I talk about so that you can get it too. If I've got a link for it, it will be in the description box. So, she posted, I don't know how long that video had been out, but when I saw it, it was new to me. She posted that she was making her husband a hat, and it was going to be double thickness, and she put a little stripe in hers. I didn't put a little stripe in mine. You can see a little bit of the green, but I didn't do the stripe because I was afraid it was going to be too big. So I went ahead and skipped the stripe and just did it regular. And what I love about this hat is you don't have to hide the ends. You just make sure they're secure, push them down on the inside, and you ain't gotta hide any ends. And this is what it looks like. And if she wants, she can take and fold it up. See, I told you it'd look perfect with the pink shawl. But she could totally fold it up if she wanted to and have extra warmth at the ears. And all you have to do, it's reversible. You can flip it and have green and gray. And that, my friends, is the hat. I really, really like this hat and am debating on making me one for myself because I like the double thickness and the fact that it's reversible. It's super, super soft. The gray, I am pretty sure, is Lion Brand Heartland. I don't know what colorway it is because it didn't have a tag. One of the things that I had mentioned in my last episode was I am working on getting rid of my yarns in my stash that have no labels. I don't want to waste the yarn, but I need it out so that I can bring in new with labels. So, the gray is Lion Brand Heartland and the green is Caron Simply Soft. And I used a number 8 knitting needle for it, and I use DPNs for mine because I don't have a 16-inch cable for not 8 millimeter, but a size 8, which I think is a 4 millimeter, isn't it? I don't know. But I don't have a 16-inch for that, and so I decided to do it on DPNs because I don't like Magic Loop. Personally, I'm not a Magic Loop fan. But that is another finished object. Put that back here. Okay, let's see. This is something if you are a subscriber and you got notified. This is something that's been put out. I put it out last week, I believe. It's just a textured washcloth. And it consists of half double crochets and it consists of front post and back post half double crochets and regular double crochets. And so if you want to make the washcloth, I will leave a link down in the description box below where you can find it, and maybe I'll put it up in the little corner thing. I don't know which side it's on, but it'll be up there. You can see kind of comparison. This is, I want to believe 7 by 7.5. I'm not sure. It says it in the video, so. Oh, and the yarn for this is Peaches and Cream. I don't have the label anymore, but I believe it's Peaches and Cream. Sweet Dahlia, I think is the name of the colorway. And then I've got 2 patterns here that I haven't published yet, but I thought that I would kind of share with you. This is a new hat that I made, and the pattern is already written up for it. I just gotta get it out to be tested and whatnot. This is using a yarn bee, which is Hobby Lobby brand yarn. It's a number 4 roving style yarn. I'm shedding like crazy, but this is what it looks like on. No, that's not the end. What it is because it's roving style, it's thick and thin, and so it has some tendencies to be thinner, and so, but yeah. Love the colors. Love the yarn. I don't know if you can really tell. Let's see if I can't get it's purples and greens. We've got, I'm sorry for the lighting, I'm here in front of a window trying to make it better, but it is a dark and gloomy day. We woke up and it was about 45 degrees, but they were calling for ice. I don't know how that works, but it is dark and gloomy here, and the lighting is not perfect. But we are going to go on and keep trying. This other one, let me take this off. This other one, I haven't hid the ends in it yet, but I have this one here. I've got the pattern written, but not the video tutorial done yet. This one, I have the video tutorial done, just not the pattern written yet. Yeah, it's right side out. Let's see. Peek over the camera to see if you can tell the stitch pattern. This is just a lovely fan stitch with some simple ribbing. I don't have the leftovers, it's over there, but I used my own hand-dyed yarn. It was my sport weight base, so it's 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and I used about half of a skein, maybe a little bit more to make this. If I'm not mistaken, I stated in the video, I haven't put it out yet, but I stated in the video that it's 7 or 7.5 inches tall and 24 inches around. So, again, ignore the ends, but I should be more prepared. Maybe next time I'll remember to do show notes and, well, a list of everything that I'm talking about and all the dimensions and everything. But I will, whenever I send you to whatever link, I will have everything listed there. So it's not like you're not going to know. But that is the pattern. It is super cozy and warm. If you have a sensitivity to wool, this may be a little bit on the scratchy side for you because it's non-superwash. It's more of a rustic wool. But for me, I don't have a sensitivity to that, so this doesn't bother me. But any sport weight yarn will do for this pattern. And yeah, that's another finished object. And I have more finished objects. I just haven't shown them to you yet. I will eventually. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finished objects so far. And this one's almost done. I'll save this one for last because this goes on with my trip that we had last weekend. Yeah. Let's go with this. Excuse the squeaky chair. Last time I was here, I showed you a blanket that I had finished because I'm working on getting rid of the scraps, like I said. And so after that, I started another one. This one is the same style of granny square, but it's done in rows instead of rounds. And these two colors, the taupe and the blue, I know it looks black on camera, but it's blue. They are Lion's Pride, which is Lion brand. I don't know what else, but it's a number 5 weight. It has wool content in it, but it's got, I think, acrylic too. But I'd been messing with it for a while, trying to figure out something to do, because I have enough to make a baby blanket, I believe, but never could get anything that I just enjoyed. So I figured if I just get it out of the stash, get it out, be done with it, then I can move on to something else, because I've been trying to make something out of it for over a year. So that's what these two colors are. And then this white, or it's an off-white cream color, is Red Heart Heat Wave. And it's considered a number 4 weight, but it's working just fine in this. You can see from the ends, everything's straight. It's not giving me any problems. And so what I did was I just took and did a whole skein, then switched to another skein, finished it, and now I'm working on the white or cream, and I'm going to finish it, and then I'll go on to the next one. This one's called Sandy Shores. I don't even know if you can get Heat Wave anymore. If you don't know what Heat Wave is, it is a heat generating yarn. When you make mitts or cowl, hat, whatever you make out of it, when you bring it out into the sun, it's supposed to heat up an extra 12 degrees. I have never tested that out, but it says that it is sunlight activated, even on cloudy days. There are 198 yards per 100 grams. It's 100% acrylic yarn. I am using a size K. It doesn't have the millimeters on it, but it's a size K hook. And so that's something else that I'm working on. This has actually been going pretty fast. I started this right after I finished the last episode. And for me, knitting goes pretty slow because I consider myself a beginner. But I found this pattern and casted it on, and it's been going fast. I actually stopped working on it for a couple days because, we took a trip. I tried working on it on the trip and kept messing up. I kept dropping stitches and stuff, so I just put it away. But even with that, you can see how far it's come. This is the Leona. I don't know. I'll have it right here. What the name of the pattern is and who it's by. Because I don't want to mispronounce anything. But it is a stunning pattern. It is got garter stitch. That's what it is. Garter here, and then these lace strips, and we've got them. The garter separates the lace, and actually I'm actually on the final part. I am fixing to start the bottom border. No, it doesn't look that big, but from the pictures of it, it's more skinny and then long. I think the wingspan is 90 something inches, but it calls for a fingering weight yarn, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know what size needle, but I don't think I have enough of anything. I do in undyed, but I didn't feel like dyeing anything at the moment for this project, so I just pulled out what I had. This is, I'm going to say it's a sport weight. I didn't have the tag on it. I know where it came from. Whenever I used to get Knit Crate, this was some of the yarn that I got. Hair everywhere. But I'm going to say that it's a sport weight. So since I went up a yarn weight, I went up a needle size, and I'm using a size 6. Oh, an 8 skeins. This is the second skein. And so I'm fixing, I think I've got 2 or 3 more rows before I start the bottom lace for the shawl. And yeah, I am highly, highly enjoying this pattern. I think this is going to be one of my favorite knitted pieces. It's one of those that I can't stop. I can't put it down. It's very addicting. But yeah, the construction of it, it's a free pattern, so I'm not going to give that much away, but it is a free pattern. You can go get it yourself easily on Ravelry. But it has a garter tab here that you start with 2 stitches, I believe, and you make your garter tab, and then you come around and pick up your stitches, and you start down here. There it goes. You start down there and increase, and you increase every row has an increase, and one is 3. No, one row you increase 4 stitches, one row you increase 2 stitches, so you're always increasing. And yeah, I am very much enjoying that. Put that down there. And the last thing that I have is this, and I will talk about this. We went to, after Christmas and all that, Christmas we had Carmen and Kayla's 3 boys, plus my sister-in-law Lisa, and then we had Jody as well, which of course. We went up to Carmen's Christmas morning to spend and eat breakfast and open presents with Jody there, and then we came home and I started cooking, and we had dinner here at the house. And so we got through all that, and I want to say there was something else that we did. I don't know. Anyways, last weekend, the church that we go to, the pastor there, he was called to go to, sorry, that's the heater, the fan for the heater. He was called to Forsyth, Missouri. We live in Donovan, Missouri. He was called to Forsyth, Missouri to preach at a church, and so we decided to go with him. Forsyth is about between 3 and 4 hours away from us. So we decided to go with and just make it a weekend, and so we bought a hotel in Branson, which is about 30 minutes away from Forsyth, and because I've never been to Branson. Everybody talks so highly of Branson, and granted, this was not the best time to go to Branson because everything is closed, but we went to Branson and I got to look around. Pretty neat. We went to church Sunday morning in Forsyth, but on Saturday we went and shopped at stores. You know, I told the lady at the store that what's sad is you go to Branson because there's all of these cool things that are supposed to be in Branson. But me, myself, and I, the first thing I look up is a local yarn store. And I found one and got me some yarn. This shop, the people, I say people, the lady that was in there that was working, super nice, super helpful. She is a knitter herself, and she actually helps dye the yarn. But all of the yarn was beautiful, and the prices of it, well, the prices, while my husband is like, holy crap, you're going to spend that kind of money, the prices were not that bad. I don't know if I had to reset things, so I don't know if it's the same as it was. But, the prices were normal for hand-dyed yarn. And, so this is the color I got. It is a fingering weight yarn. The color name is Christmas Cookie. It is a 75/25 base. The yarn store is called $3.98 hand dyed yarn. I don't know why it's called that, but it is. And the only thing that I have to say that would even be negative, and I don't really consider it negative, is the fact that they only had their hand-dyed yarn in the store. They didn't have a variety. I was hoping to get to see different name brands. You know, I was really hoping to see like Hedgehog Fibers or Lola Bean or any other yarn in there too, but they only did hand-dyed yarn. But they do beautiful, beautiful work. This one called out to me the most, I believe. I had it between two, but this is the one I chose. And I've already made something with it. It's almost finished. I grabbed 2 skeins, and this one's funky, but I grabbed 2 skeins. This is what it looks like wound up. I don't know if you can tell in the camera but I mean, you look at the difference. I asked Jody what she thought it looked like, and she said it looks like cotton candy. I thought it looked like a unicorn or rain, and so I don't know. It is not the colors I usually choose, but I am trying to redo my colors for Missouri Makes, because like my yarn stash, I have everything, and while everything is good, I would really like to steer towards more purple and teal and girly colors, because I do enjoy these. I never did get them before because I never thought I could pull it off, but I have come to the conclusion that I just don't care. I'm gonna get the yarn that I like and knit and crochet what I like, and if somebody else has a problem with it, they can get over it or look somewhere else, because I want to make the stuff that I enjoy. But I have knitted my first ever. Never knitted a pair of fingerless mitts ever. Not looked at a pattern. I have a couple patterns in my Ravelry that I want to make, but I've never done it yet. I winged it. I did research on how to do a thumb gusset, because if you look at your hand, you have the skinny part of your arm, and as you come up to your hand, it extends for your thumb, and then it has the skinny part again. Well, if you don't take and put a thumb gusset in, you either have your thumb constricted and not be able to freely move, or you have a whole bunch of fabric there that is annoying. And so I researched on how to do a thumb gusset. Super, super easy. Ignore the yarn, but it's almost invisible, my increases and stuff. But this is going to be a pattern. I will be working on the video tutorial for this next week. I actually made this, I started it not yesterday, but the day before. Today is Wednesday, so Monday. I started this Monday and actually ripped it out 2 or 3 different times because it wasn't what I needed, wasn't what I wanted. I ripped it out 2 or 3 times Monday and got quite a bit done. Then yesterday I made it from like here all the way up, including the thumb gusset and everything. Finished it off. The only reason this is taking me a little bit longer is because I am using my 8-inch circulars and it is a pain in the butt to do the thumb. I'm debating on if I want to take it out and try DPNs. But that's that. For the ribbing here and the ribbing here and what will be the ribbing on the thumb, I used a size 0, which you can use whatever you want as long as you obtain gauge. And for this part here, the stockinette, I used a size 1. So you do need 2 different needle sizes to keep gauge. And after making this, I don't know how much I've used yet because I haven't weighed anything. After that, it feels like I haven't even used anything out of the cake because it takes so little to do that. And I've tried knitting socks and can't get the hang of it and don't enjoy it and quickly realized that I'm not a sock knitter. But I was twisting my stitches. It was cumbersome. It was pain in the butt to knit socks. And after I realized that I was twisting my stitches and corrected myself, I highly enjoyed this. Once I started it, I couldn't put it down. That's the reason why I haven't finished my purple shawl, which is down there. Is because once I started this, I couldn't put it down. I think that I have more fingerless mitts in my future. In fact, right now, the only thing that I want to make is fingerless mitts. And so, once I figured out how to do this, I started thinking about color work and different ways to spice it up and make more patterns. This really opened my mind to more things that I want to make. And so, if you've never knitted fingerless mitts, I highly recommend it because it's one of those things that once you finish it, and I know mine's not completely finished, but once you get done, it's one of those things, one of the most satisfying things that I have made. And last night whenever I was finishing up the ribbing for the fingers, I'm like, one of the most satisfying things that I've made, because I used finger weight yarn. I have never made anything with finger weight yarn that I've gotten through so quickly. I made Doug a pair of socks and I finished one sock in a week, and that was using DK weight yarn. So to finish this in 2 days, minus the thumb, but that won't take me but an hour or two if I'd ever get it done. Probably less than that. But, I did that. And it just makes me want to do more. But yeah, the ribbing is twisted ribbing where you twist the knit and twist the purl. I don't know. I did a regular purl, which I do a Norwegian style purl because the way I knit continental, and the way I flick my yarn, I can't comfortably do a regular purl and keep my tension. So I do a Norwegian style purl. And so that's what I did there. It's a regular purl. And then I twisted my knits so that the ribbing was more defined. And that one of the reasons that I ripped out so much, one was because the size was not the way I needed it. Doug says I have little hands. Compared to his hands, I have little hands. But, I mean, he's a guy. In my family, even the males have small hands. I have big hands in my family. But, I don't know what size this is yet because I haven't done the math. I haven't measured anything. But it fits comfortably. But like I was saying, the reason I ripped out so many times, one is the size, because I wanted it to be more of a snugger. And it's still loose, but it's not overly loose. And then the ribbing was not what I wanted, so I kept taking it out and figuring out what kind of ribbing I wanted to do. But yeah, that's what I got. And then while we were in Branson, we went to a magic shop for Doug because he likes magic and puppets and ventriloquism and stuff like that. Did that. And then went to me, it kind of looked like a flea market style shop, but I don't think they had booths. It was, I don't know. They had music and instruments and stuff like that. They had electronics. They had knives. They had whatever. They even had guns. And so it just had a little bit of everything. And I got a piano book because we bought a piano for me, and I'm slowly trying to figure that out. And then we got him a harmonica, which he loves the harmonica. And so he's playing with that. I think that is everything. I don't think I have anything else. Not that I can show you right now, at least. I don't know, but I wish the weather would figure out what it is that it wanted to do. While we were in Branson, we got a lot of snow, but it didn't last. They were calling for more snow before we left. We left in time before it started again, but it's cold enough for snow, but it doesn't stay cold enough for very long. The temperatures are just going up and down. And so, but we had a lot of snow up there. And then when we started to leave the hotel Sunday, we had the option to go up a hill, which there was multiple directions that we could have gone, but Doug went out to pack the car, and the latch on the door wouldn't shut because everything was frozen, and he had to turn the car on and let the car warm up to see if it would fix itself once everything kind of heated up, and it did. And then we started to head out, and there was a hill that he tried to go up, and he's a truck driver. He's been driving for over 20 years, and he just drives, I say local. What it is he works at the yard and does things there. If I'm not mistaken, he will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But he goes up, and we go back down, and we just slide. And I'm like, you do know there's another way to go? And he's like, yeah, but I gotta prove that I can get up there. That it's a challenge now. And so what does he do? He backs up and makes his way back around, and we're almost back to the point of the hotel, and he just guns it, and we make it up the hill. He made it up the hill. I thought it was pretty cool when he goes slipping and sliding, but yeah, it was beautiful up there. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you. Don't forget this scarf, shawl, whatever it depends on how you want to wear it. That is being published today, and if you are subscribed to my newsletter, you will be in the know whenever it first hits. And usually everybody who's subscribed to my newsletter usually gets a coupon for any pattern that I put out. So if you want to get it cheaper than the normal price, if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will get a coupon for this. It is Filet Crochet, and it consists of only double crochets and chains. It is a super simple, beginner-friendly pattern. I have in the PDF, you have a graph. I have the graph there, and I put a section there on the side to where for notes so that you can write down and jot little things that you want to remember about the pattern or things that you might want to change. And then I have the written pattern as well, the written instructions. That way, if you don't read charts, you can read the instructions and make the pattern. I personally do either one. I like video tutorials, I like graphs and charts, and I like written instructions. So, but I try to make sure that everybody can make it if they want to. And so that's something to look forward to today. And yeah, these other ones, this washcloth is already out. The camel will be out soon, and so will the hat. This one, if you want me to write up a pattern for this, I can. It's super simple. A beginner could make this. So if you are interested in that, I will gladly write up the pattern for that. Because I didn't really follow a pattern. Not really. So I just kind of, from the hats that I've made in the past, it's the knowledge of, you know, how many inches and how big around and whatever. So if you want me to write it up, I can. There's that. Don't forget, if you want it, it's there. If you want to make it for Valentine's Day to wear with whatever you're going to wear on Valentine's Day, if you go out to eat or just go out on a walk or whatever, you can have it. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that it is not as gloomy as it is here. Do something that you enjoy, that you love, whether it be crochet, knitting, or going for a walk. But I don't know, do something fun for yourself and enjoy your weekend. And I will see you another day. Bye.